Hello and welcome to France 24's Culture Show. Now my guest today is award-winning singer-songwriter Emeli Sandé, who counts among her influences Frida Kahlo and Nina Simone. Born to an English mother and a Zambian father, she grew up in Scotland where she began writing songs aged 11. She attended medical school before succumbing fully to the call of music. She's since sold millions of her 3 albums, worked with the coolest rappers and pop stars, and been awarded an MBE and even performed at the White House in front of then President Barack Obama. Her new album, Letssayforinstance, comes out on May the 6th. Emeli, thank you so much for coming on the France 24 show.
Thank you very much.
Now, I saw you've just arrived in Paris and you've been filming one of your new videos here.
Yes.
Can you tell us anything about it, or is it all top secret?
I think I can. It's the next single. It's called Ready to Love, which is going to come out just before the new album. And we just thought we're better to film a video about love than Paris. And we really hope we've captured the beauty of the city. Had a great time filming.
Mm-hmm. And now your new album is out in May, and it's an album which felt like a bit of a freeing experience for you. You also changed labels at the time. You went from a big major to an indie one. Can you tell us how this felt this way?
Yeah, well, I've been on Virgin Records for about the last 10 years, since I came into the industry. I had a wonderful time. I really enjoyed the 3 albums we got to make. But in January 2020, I left that label and was able to make this album. I mean, it all happened quite coincidentally in line with the lockdown, with the pandemic. So it really felt like a new era and a new period of freedom, because I can make this new album at home, and also I have full creative control. I didn't have anybody expecting an album. I didn't have anybody to kind of answer to. So it definitely felt liberating, this creative process.
Do you think majors put more pressure in the direction once you've been a successful artist like yourself?
Yeah, in a sense. And also there's so much finance behind it, and it's their money you're spending. So, it being the other way around this time, I thought, okay, well, I'm taking the risk, so that means I get to enjoy the kind of luxuries that come with that responsibility. And it was so nice just to make something, and also be thinking about connection with people, because it was the first time I felt I couldn't perform live. I couldn't really connect in the way that I'm so used to. So that was on my mind all the time. How can I make something that's actually helpful for others? And having studied medicine before, I really wanted it to be a healing record that could uplift people in a way.
Oh, well, it's definitely very uplifting. How about we check out one of the latest singles and tracks? And I have to confess, I've been listening to it obsessively. It's called There Isn't Much. Taken from Emeli Sandé's soon-to-be-released 16-track record. Now, you wrote this song with Naughty Boy and Shaq a few years ago. Do you often keep songs tucked away and for re-releases, and how does your relationship change with them over the years?
It's really funny. Sometimes I feel like the songs are a little bit psychic, because I'll kind of write something, like let's say this one was about 4 years ago, and it always comes at the right time. Obviously I'm a little bit impatient, so I always want to release it as soon as we've written it. But I've really learned now that the right time will come, and everything with this song in particular came just really in sync. The video, the meaning of the song, also, working with Naughty Boy and Shaq was so wonderful. So, every song has its right time, I think. But definitely as I grow older as a woman, the lyrics just seem to have a deeper meaning to me. And I think sometimes, maybe subconsciously I knew what I was writing about, but the older I get, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's actually deeper than I initially thought.
And what would you say it's about, really?
This one's about, I think we kind of fall into this illusion that we need all of these things around us, or that we can fulfill and fill this kind of need for love by materialism. But I've definitely learned that without love, everything just kind of falls and crumbles. So there really isn't much without love.
And you've managed to straddle both the mainstream, music artistry with big pop stars, but also up and coming, more urban acts. Was that quite difficult to do when you were in the major, and easier now, or?
I was always, I'm really lucky. I've always been kind of allowed to do what I want artistically. And for me, I mean, definitely with this album, I felt, the music has to lead and has to be the priority. So I'm not into the notion of you have to work with the big superstar producers or the big superstar artists. There's so much magic going on. And as long as the music speaks, I think that's the most important thing.
Now, I'd also like to talk about your track Family, which talks about family, but not just in the sort of biological sense. It's more than that, right?
Yeah, this one was really, it was important. This was the first single for me because, it really felt, a global family or just, again, like losing that connection with the fans in the sense of not being able to be on stage. It really made me think, God, we are a family. We're a musical family, and I can't wait to get back there again. And this was like a statement for the whole new era I feel I've kind of stepping into. Like now I know who I am, now that, my family's good, my personal life is nice, I feel confident within myself. I think now I have that sorted. No red light can stop me.
Hey, well, let's check out the video for Family.
Though it seems like the night won't end, the morning's right around the river bend. I promise, no red light or dark man can't stop me. No, no matter how tall.
Really fun video there with lots of dancing. Now, you're of mixed heritage. How much does your Zambian background kind of influence your music and your video making?
A lot. I mean, when I was growing up, it was something that was very natural. And I always wondered, I'm this kind of the only brown kid in Aberdeenshire, and I loved gospel music. I just had this natural affinity towards soul music. It was within my soul, in my DNA. And it wasn't until I was 24 until I actually got to go to Zambia, meet all of my family over there, and everybody was a musician. Everybody could do these amazing, intricate harmonies. Everybody would just sing as part of their day-to-day routine. So it definitely made me realize that it's deeper. It's definitely within my blood. And then my dad would play so much Zambian music on long car journeys down to England. So I think the rhythm is just naturally within me, and the soul is in there as well.
Also interesting fact, in recent weeks, the media have made a big deal about the fact that you're currently in a loving relationship with a woman. How surprising do you find it that the attention given to your sexuality, given that you live in the UK, which on a global spectrum is a country that's very open to sexual diversity? Is that not a bit weird?
I mean, I've kind of just taken the positive and thought, wow, I'm so lucky to be in a country that embraces it, and it was a positive response. I hope the more noise that's made about it can hopefully inspire other people to live within their freedom. But I didn't really know what to expect. And it wasn't really an announcement I planned, or I wasn't trying to make a big announcement. It just kind of came out in an interview. And, you want to share the love of your life with the world. It's something that I'm really proud of and kind of want to shout off the rooftops. So it was a bit surprising, like the attention, but I'm really happy that it was a positive response, and it feels very liberating for me.
And you've always been a strong activist as well, like, between AIDS or Ebola, you've always tried to create awareness. And like recently you took part at the end of March in Birmingham in this concert that was for Ukraine. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it was a fundraiser to help, the people of Ukraine, and it was wonderful to be involved, especially because live music has been banned for quite a while, to see just people come together, to be reminded the power of music and, the power of humanity. We should be doing this for every crisis, but it was an honor to be involved, and we raised so much money, and it just shows what art can be. It's not something that can be pushed aside and, we're told it's not important. It really is a powerful force.
And you're going to be embarking on your European tour very soon, which has a couple of dates in Paris, one on the 1st of June at Letssayforinstance, which is a small venue, and then you're doing a big arena a week later. Can you tell us about the shows?
Yeah, well, on this tour, we're going to be doing in each city 2 shows, one with the full band and one just myself at the piano. A little bit daunting to face the crowd kind of naked like that, but I wanted to do it that way because this new album has quite a mix of genres. It's quite an eclectic mix of sounds. So I want people to have the opportunity to experience the sounds with the full band. But then also, it's a very deep album lyrically, musically. So I'm hoping they can get to the depths of it at the piano show. So they can come to one or the other, or they can come to both.
I'm very excited to see your new record live, which comes out on the 6th of May. Thank you so much for coming on the Encore Culture Show. We're going to wrap up probably with one of your fabulous recommendations. What are you into at the minute? Any artist in particular?
Yeah, well, I'm a huge fan of Kanye West, particularly his production I find so refreshing. And I absolutely loved the new documentary about him on Netflix. It was just, for me, really incredible to get a proper insight into his journey. We see him, I knew of him when Through the Wire came up and he blew up. But to actually see what he had to go through, the self-belief he had to have to get there, his mother's influence, I was really touched by it. I mean, I was crying when his mum passed away, but it's such a beautiful relationship. And I'd recommend it to any artist kind of trying to get into the business.
Definitely self-belief is really key, I think, and you need it from people around you and yourself.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Emeli Sandé, for coming on the France 24 Encore show. France 24's latest news bulletin is up in just a few minutes. Remember, you can catch all our culture news via france24.com and, of course, Encore F24 on social media. Here's Kanye West with Heaven and Hell, a track taken from his latest album and the video for which he actually, like Emeli, filmed in Paris.
Never too late for him, save you. This show, movie, cause no one can play you. Devil, lay down, this that level, make devils pray now. Hold up, no peace, hold up, police, don't call police, just stay focused, pray for new life, pray for new breath, hey Lord, make sure it's safe for who's left. Know you can't find a place to rest, know the Lord my bulletproof vest, when we survive, know that we blessed, say my people.